So we've got this stack of production notes here for a video concept, and it is genuinely diabolical.
It really is.
It's called the Rainbow Trap. And that name is just spot on because it basically weaponizes our own brain chemistry against us.
I mean, that's not an exaggeration at all. On the surface, this looks like, one of those kinetic sand slicing videos that are all over the algorithm.
Oh yeah, you know the one, super textured, perfect loops.
Exactly. But the source material shows that this whole thing is actually a calculated setup. It's designed purely to deliver a really high-precision jump scare.
So it lures you in with comfort before, pulling the rug right out. The notes get really specific about the visual identity. This isn't some shaky phone video.
No, not at all. This is high-end. It's vertical 9.16 format, 4K resolution, and it's running at a really crisp 60 frames per second.
And that high frame rate is the first part of the trap, isn't it?
It is. It just signals quality and smoothness to your brain.
Uh-huh.
And the setting is described as a dark mode studio, so a deep charcoal gradient background.
To make the colors pop.
Right. The whole goal is to use a shallow depth of field, like f1.8, to blur everything else out and force your focus right onto the foreground.
And what a foreground. The script calls for a matte black chef's knife hovering over this perfectly sculpted rainbow-layered arch of kinetic clay.
That contrast is so deliberate. Cold, black steel against that bright, waxy clay.
It's practically begging you to watch.
It creates an immediate focal point.
Oh.
But the trap isn't just visual, it's auditory. The notes really emphasize using the ethereal, low-thrumming synth music.
Okay, so something to lower your heart rate.
Precisely.
Yeah.
To lull you into a trance where your guard is just completely down.
And then the action starts. The knife goes into the clay, and the notes say to slow this moment way down to 120 frames per second.
And the sound design here is so evocative, it calls for a wet, fibrous tearing. The notes actually say it should sound like snapping a stalk of celery inside a library. And that sound is so key. In the tips for success section, they say the clay has to have 0 pre-existing cracks.
So perfection isn't just for looks.
It's tactical. If there's even one tiny flaw, the illusion of satisfying content just breaks too early. It has to look like a perfect, clean cut to keep you mesmerized.
So you're watching this knife slide through the rainbow, you're hearing that crunch, feeling totally relaxed, and then, boom, the trap springs.
The whole rhythm just shifts instantly. As the knife cuts all the way through, the 2 rainbow halves fall outward. But they aren't solid. The center is hollow.
And that's where the nightmare fuel kicks in.
A large, very realistic spider, it could be CGI or a prop, it just lunges from that hollow space straight at the camera.
But this is where the rainbow trap gets really clever about our biology, right? It's not just the spider, it's the speed.
The speed differential, that's the key. The production notes stress this. While the knife is moving in that dreamy 120 feet piece slow motion,
the spider has to move at hyperspeed.
Exactly. And it's jarring because your brain has spent the last 5 seconds syncing up with that slow motion rhythm.
Yeah.
You are physically slowing down to match the video.
Okay, I see.
So when the spider moves at real time, or even faster, it just bypasses your cognitive processing. You're literally on a different temporal wavelength.
It's a glitch in your brain's threat detector.
You physically cannot adjust from slow and safe to fast and dangerous quickly enough to filter the shock. It's terrifyingly brilliant.
And the audio does the same thing, I assume. The synth music just cuts.
Stops dead, replaced by this aggressive skittering sound and a heavy thud as the spider hits the virtual glass. Right up against the screen.
It breaks the fourth wall.
Completely.
What I found really interesting is that the source gives you the actual AI prompt to generate this. It's not just make a scary spider video. It's very technical.
Oh yeah, the keywords are doing all the work. Cinematic vertical, 9.16 macro, ultra detailed textures, and that shallow depth of field again.
So why those specific terms?
Well, by specifying macro and f1.8 aperture, you're telling the AI to fake the physical limits of a real camera lens. You get simulated lens blur, focus, breathing.
All those little imperfections that sell it as real.
Exactly. It makes the CGI spider feel much more tangible when it lunges.
And they pair that with color grading too, right? Deepen the blacks, boost the saturation.
By making the rainbow hypersaturated, that transition to the dark, scary spider becomes way more visually violent. It's just a total assault on the senses.
So the Rainbow Trap is basically using the entire aesthetic of comfort and satisfaction to create a moment of extreme vulnerability.
And then it exploits it.
It really does make you look at all those oddly satisfying videos a little differently now. It's not just sand anymore. It's a potential setup.
It definitely creates a lingering suspicion. I think the next time you see a video that looks a little too perfect, Flawless lighting, perfectly smooth clay, buttery slow motion.
Mhm.
You have to ask yourself a question.
Are you being relaxed?
Yeah.
Or are you being primed?